Hello, and welcome to the WDEA's 2024 Virtual Candidates Forum. My name is Roseanne Knight, and I'm starting my 35th year teaching in the WSD, and I've been a member of the WDEA for over 30 years. The WDEA consists of both certified and classified employees, and we're the only recognized union in the Washington Elementary School District. At the conclusion of the 2023-2024 school year, we surveyed our members to elicit questions they would be interested in hearing prospective governing board members answer before they cast their votes in November. Although we were not able to address all of the questions submitted, we tried to select the most frequent and relevant questions that we received. Candidates will be given 2 minutes to introduce themselves, and they'll have 1.5 minutes to address each question. Hello, and this interview will be with Konetzni. And I'm going to just go ahead and read our first question. Please take a few minutes to introduce yourself and tell why you would like to be a WSD board member and any goals that you would like to see achieved if you are elected.
Hi, thank you for having me. My name is Konetzni, and I'm running for the Washington School Board. I am a former student in the school. I actually grew up in the district, and I graduated from Mountain Sky, went on to Thunderbird High School, and then ASU, where I earned my elementary education degree. Immediately after college, I moved home and started teaching at Shaw Butte, and I taught there for 8 or 9 years. I was a kindergarten teacher, a first grade teacher, and then a program coach the last couple of years that I was there. While I was there, I earned my master's from NAU and my national board, and I also got married and started a family. And so after a few years, I had 2 young kids, and I decided to stay home with them. I was home for a few years, and then I went back into teaching, and I taught reading interventions at Washington Elementary School, and I was there for about 4 years. As my kids have grown, I've been very involved in their education. I sat on the preschool board when they were in preschool at Shadow Rock Preschool. I was very involved in the Lookout Mountain PTO and very involved in all their schools and volunteering in the classroom and all those sorts of things. So I enjoy being involved in education. I love education. And when I'm elected to the board, there's 3 things that I really want to focus on. And the first is parental involvement. I know in a lot of our schools, it's very difficult. As a teacher at Shaw Butte and Washington, I know how hard it is to get the parents involved. I also know how important it is. So I want to support teachers in that. I also want to hire and retain quality teachers. I want us to be a district where people want to teach at, and they're proud to teach at Washington. And lastly, student achievement. That's the reason that we're all here, is to help kids learn academics, know how to read and write and do math and think for themselves. And so we want to create a quality educational environment for them. And that's why I'm running, and that's why I'm here. So thank you for having me.
Okay, well, that's great. Thank you so much. So the next question that was given to us by our members is, how would you encourage collaboration between the school board, administration, and the local WDEA, even when beliefs may vary?
Right. So as a former teacher, I definitely know the importance in collaboration and creating a positive educational environment. And I do believe all the parties have to be involved. We have to have the parents involved and the teachers involved and the union, the WDEA involved, the administrators, and the school board. And there will be times when beliefs vary. And I think that when that happens, we can come back to our common goal and where we agree. And one thing that I believe that every teacher I've ever met in the entire world cares about kids. And every teacher I've ever met wants quality education for kids, and they want their students to be successful. And so that's something we can all agree on. And when we meet there, then we can figure out the best path forward together to help those kids achieve that goal. We want to have safe schools for the kids. We want to have supportive learning environments for the kids. And as a board member, I want people to come and talk to me. I want to have an open door policy. You can email me, you can call me, you can ask to meet with me. I want to hear your ideas. And I want this to be a place where we can share ideas. I never felt empowered to go to the school board. I always would just go to my administration, who I was very supported by. But I just want to be available for people to talk to me. I want to be approachable, and I want decisions made that are in the best for kids, making our schools the best that they can be for kids.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. The next question is, what do you believe are the current strengths of the district and our biggest challenges? And if elected, what suggestions or skills would you bring to help us meet those challenges?
Right. So I think our district has a lot of strengths. One is the PLC Wednesdays, which I know as a teacher, I was not always super excited about, but I do appreciate that they're in our day. I do appreciate that you get to collaborate for teachers. I do appreciate that some days are teacher work days and that you get your professional development within the school day. I think we already put a lot of hours in as teachers. Another thing I really like about Washington is the Begin program. We really support those new teachers. I was a graduate and a Begin cadre leader. And it's a chance for those teachers to collaborate, to get professional development specifically for their needs. And I think it's great. We also have a lot of challenges in this district, and I'm well aware of that. We have multiple languages in schools and in classrooms, like a lot of languages being spoken. We have some high class sizes, and we do have some low achievement data. And we are still reeling from COVID-19 and schools being closed for a year. So a lot of that is very understandable. But what can we do to support the teachers and support the administration to help raise up readers and raise up kids who can do math? So some solutions are, do the teachers who have multiple languages in their class, and I'm talking past Spanish and some languages that aren't common, do they have translators available for them on a day-to-day basis, or do they have to wait for conferences? Are those parents feeling like they want to come into the classroom, and are teachers able to include them in the education environment? And then lastly, are the teachers empowered to do what they know that they need to do? We've got a lot of really good teachers here, and they're the ones who've got these kids in their classrooms and that are making educational decisions every day for them.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much. What are your views on the current educational system and specifically teachers?
Right. So let's start with teachers. I am a teacher at heart. I will always be a teacher at heart. I loved being a teacher. Teachers just have such a passion and dedication for what they do. And it's really more than a job. And we all know that because no one's here for the paycheck. But teachers have a passion to do what they do. And a lot of times that they are the only positive thing in these kids' lives, and schools are the only safe places for these kids in a lot of our schools. Not all of them, and not obviously all of the students, but the teachers and the administration that I know in this district care a lot about kids, and they're awesome. We know in Arizona, especially, there's a lot of changes in education. We know school choice is big, and that it is taking kids out of our schools and it's hurting our budgets. And as a school board member, there's honestly nothing that I can do about that except look at the budget. Are we using our dollars wisely? And what do we need to give the teachers and the administrators? What do we need to give them to be successful so that we can create the very best school environment that we can create at our schools? And so I want to give them the tools they need because they're the ones on the ground working, and create the best educational environment that we can for them.
Okay, thank you very much. And our last question that was given to us by our members is simply, why should the WDA endorse you as a candidate?
Well, you should endorse me because I am a former teacher. I taught in two of the toughest schools in this district. I know what it's like to not have parents show up for parent-teacher conferences. I know what it's like to have multiple languages in your classroom. I know what it's like to feel the successes of kids learning and feel the frustrations when you really are getting burnt out and it's hard. I know what a hard job it is. I also believe that teachers, that we have a lot of great teachers in this district. And I believe that you guys, the teachers and the administrators are on the ground level. And as a school board member, I wouldn't be in digging the trenches every day, but I want to support you guys in what you need so that we can create quality education. And I can also promise you, as a school board member, my decisions will be made in what I believe is what's best for kids, because ultimately that's why we're all here. We are all here to create a quality educational environment, a safe environment for kids. And I will put kids first in creating better schools and good schools for our kids. So thank you very much for having me.
You bet. Thank you. Absolutely. So I want to thank you for participating and wish you good luck with your campaign. Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Thank you.